functions, they become deficient. Is it a bacteria? There you go. Alright, Tony, he will stop and answer your questions if you have anything to address. Alright, when Tony's finished, if there's anything that needs clarification, I'll go through that and then Alan will wrap it up and present and then alright, so Tony, take it away, sir.
Thanks, Alan. Thanks, Orlando. Hi everyone, my name is Tony. I was diagnosed in 2002 with HIV.
Who am I? I'm a human being who has got HIV. Scar-base, that's my native name. My Christian name is Alan. I'm from Manitoba, 7 regions. Back in the day, it was a fun place. We had good times, do what kids do.
My name's Tammy Laterman. I'm from Smithers, BC. Grew up here most of my life. Moved away a couple times, but always missed like this beautiful scenery, and most of my friends are here, my family. Yeah, I have three kids, 2 boys, 1 daughter. My one oldest son is 17, my other one's 15, and my little girl just turned 4 yesterday.
My name is Tony Pixton, and I was born in Winnipeg, and I moved across Canada when my dad was working in mines. Well, we had a good family, our family, was middle class and stuff like that. And my dad always worked, my mom worked.
I was 15. We went to the Portage Fair. I think Grandpa got drunk and Grandma was not amused, so they just left us behind. We didn't know where to go. I just dug my heels into the ground. I said, I'm not going back to Amaranth. I went to the city. It was fun. I found out what city life was like. Harsh, but I survived.
When I was about 11, 12 years old, I started kind of drinking and smoking pot with one of my family members. And it kind of just led to getting into other drugs. My parents were alcoholics and drug addicts growing up. So it was like, it wasn't wrong, it was almost like normal. And I was like acting out, and I kind of running away and that kind of stuff, and watching my little sisters quite a bit, like almost basically raised them for quite a few years. I felt like my childhood was kind of ripped away from me.
I had a problem at the age of 13 when I picked up the bottle and started drinking. That's only because I was sexually abused in school. And there was back then in the 60s, there was not much for getting help back then, or seeing counselors back then. So we just kind of let it ride. And it was horrible. It was really horrible, and I tried to live with it. I tried to put it behind me, and it seems like everything I was doing was wrong. Everything I'd done was wrong, and nothing was fitting together for some reason. And the students bothered me. I was just being picked on, basically. At that age, I decided to go to work, and I started working at a cedar mill, right? And I advanced from that, because I felt like at home when I was there.
So what were you looking for at that time?
Oh boy, lots of stuff. I was looking for money, looking for a job, looking for a boyfriend, and I got all that. It didn't work out, but I got it. I got into drinking parties because I was an alcoholic. And being an alcoholic, I didn't know what I was doing in my drunken state. I was sharing needles, being promiscuous, male prostitution. I used to sell myself on the street. And it was what the customer wants, you give them. I only had to worry about VD, and there was a cure. So I didn't worry too much about it until I heard about HIV.
Yeah, if you ever are here and you hear someone asking for a party pack, they stay here, and then we also send them to Shoppers Drug Mart. You can pick them up there, and I'm not sure if some of these ones go up to the hospital too. I was hanging out with people that I knew had it, doing drugs like basically every day, like 24/7. A friend of my dad's was throwing them in the garbage. And I told him, I said, you can't be doing that, man. There's people up here with HIV and other things like Hep C and stuff. I said, what if somebody else gets poked? So I brought them into the public health thing. Well, I got poked before I could it had basically shot the whole thing in. I went up to the hospital. They're like, well, here's the emergency pill things. Waited 3 months. I had it.
Well, I worked at an engineering company. I was assistant welder at that time. I was good at what I did. And it just happened one day, I got paid and I went out and I picked up these two girls. And I was drunk as I was. I was drinking rye and I was sitting in my apartment, and I picked up a needle and I injected the needle. It felt the following day. It felt like it was painful, and it was also itchy, my arm. But I never thought anything. But it felt like I had a bad cold coming on, and I was getting ill every day. I was getting more sick. I collapsed, right? And I got rushed into the coffee room, and then from the coffee room to the first aid, from first aid to Vancouver General Hospital.
I heard about it in 1981. And I've not seen people who gotten sick with their blotches and that. And I used to think, oh, it's never going to happen to me. 3 years later, here I am, you're HIV positive. And I went, oh God, now my life is over.
I had gone into my doctor's office for my son's actually routine ear thing. My doctor was done with that, and he's looking in my file, and he flips through his thing, and he's like, oh, by the way, the test that you had done a few months ago was positive. And I was like, what test? And he's like, you have HIV. Didn't ask, my son was 7 years old. He did not ask him to leave the room or anything. So at that moment, my son's looking at me like, my mom's gonna die.
Like, I didn't know what was going on with me. I thought it was a cold. A real bad cold I just couldn't shake, and it was a few weeks after, then I got the call, and I went in there, and I was sitting in a cubicle with a nurse, and she was going on about my viral loads, my CD4 counts, and I'm thinking, well, what's all this, and then she says I was HIV positive. I lost it. I absolutely blew up in the office, and one of the doctors had to come down and give me a sedative to calm me down, because everything I worked for in my life is now over. What's my family going to think? What's my coworkers going to think, and such, right?
And then he tells me, you got 5 years to live. And I go, oh my God, I'm going to be dead in 5 years in 1989. What do? I went totally blank. It was like a tunnel vision. There was this long hallway at the end, and there was a light. And the first thing I ever thought about was, 5 years, what's the use?
As soon as I come from PLN and I went to the courthouse and talked to public health, thank God my little sister was outside of there, because at that moment, I was going to go kill myself.
I was scared. I felt alone, and there was nobody there. And nobody really didn't understand where I was coming from, and what it was like, or what I feel.
I still remember the day, just like it was yesterday. Nice sunny day out, and hearing this news threw me in for a loop. I saw a bus coming. I don't know what happened, but I did not jump in front of it. I guess maybe I didn't want to feel the pain of getting hit by a bus, or I chickened out. And nowadays I'm really glad I didn't, because I'm here. And it's now 2018. A long way from being diagnosed and being told you're going to die.
My sister was right there, and thank effing God she was, because she was like, Tammy, you're still you. Like, it doesn't change who you are. And I was like, I know, but everybody's going to think I'm dirty. It's such a small town. No one's going to want to be my friend, like, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, are you kidding me? Like, she wanted to, like, slap me in the head and be like, get a life. But she's like, just tell everybody. Don't keep it a secret. Don't give them the power of telling people. Tell them yourself. And so I did. I couldn't keep it a secret, because if I did, I would have probably killed myself, which is very hard to say. Having my voice in that, I would have really lost them. Like,
these are the medicines, HIV meds that I take every morning. And these are my it's from the side effects, so I have to take other pills. Anyways, these pills are called ritonavir, drab white, and they cost, not to me, but to government, $86.21 per month. And this one is Durinavir. It is rather a different color. I don't know what you would call it. It's not brown, it's sort of like ochre. $1,330.31. And these I ran out of. I got my meds last week. They did not have this in there. I don't know what's going on. They may have changed it again without telling me. These are nice blue pills. They're my favorite color. They're like robin egg color. And the rest are white. From the side effects of these, I take calcium carbonate and Ramapril for my heart, atorvastatin, I forget what that's for, and vitamin D. And I just started these last Friday. Alendronate, I don't know how to pronounce properly. I take once a week for bone density. These are the pills that I take for HIV for the rest of my life. I don't even think about it, I just take them automatically. It's my breakfast. I would say it's my breakfast. I was very afraid at first, but waiting for 5 years to die is a long time. And I said, 5 years went by, and I'm going to live now. I'm going to change my lifestyle.
It wasn't after I got back here, it's where I started my treatment. As soon as I got back to Prince George, and found it was AIDS Prince George at that time. It felt like a home to me, because there was a lot of caring people, and they showed me the ropes and stuff like that. And they stood by me. They were my second voice. And to today, they were just like a family to me. You know?
I ended up going to tons of conferences and like really wanting to educate myself about it. And one of these elder guys had noticed I was just kind of like not wanting to look at anyone and really shy. And he goes, "You don't look like you're doing so well here." And I was like, "No, I'm kind of new to this." And he goes, "Well, you know, what really helped me is you don't go up to someone and say, 'Hi, I'm cancer. Hi, I'm herpes. Hi, I'm this.' You say, 'Hi, I'm Tammy,' or 'Hi, I'm Ron,' or 'Hi,'" and that really, I don't know, something just clicked in my head. Like, okay, he's like, you can make it you, or you can make it something you carry with you.
I had to change my lifestyle. Getting exercise, eating well, thinking positive, interacting with people was very important. And to avoid stress, I felt better. Today I feel better too.
Well, I was in the hospital here in Prince George before I got in touch with PLN because I was sick. And after the hospital, she took me around town and says, "That's where PLN is. That's where, if you want to get connected and stuff, that's where you go." And I took her up on that, and that's where I went.
I met one guy that had it longer than I was alive, like 33 years, and I was like, holy crap, man, like, looking at you, you wouldn't even think you had it. And he's like, well, either do you, like, there's no face on it.
What do people think when you got HIV is that everybody lives in poverty and they're all drug users, junkies and stuff like that. It's not like that. It's not the case. And so it's different with everybody, I would think.
I could have went down the road of keeping using drugs and kill myself, or totally turn around and educate myself and use it as helping other people and teaching other people about it. And so I started going to do presentations and stuff in the schools and that, and I noticed it helped a few people. Even if I help one person, or at least I know I've done something.
That's what I did in the communities, to go out to the communities and share your story about HIV. I felt really proud to myself to say, hey, you're doing good. You're sharing good information. And that's what made me want to do more and more and more, and to talk, to prevent.
First time I presented was nerve-wracking. But I had to keep my eyes on a certain object in the wall to talk, right? I didn't see anybody else around. It was just the one thing I looked at on the wall. And after the speech and everything, I felt pretty confident in myself, you know. And you know, I'm not afraid no more, you know. I've done so many presentations, right? And I think we're a tight family now. And, you know, if somebody's having a problem, we're there to help them out, right?
I didn't want the younger generation, old generation, or the babies dying from HIV. So it's better for them to learn, hear it from a person who lives with it, who doesn't shy away.
If I would have had somebody at that age tell me about things more than just like this sex ed video, like, if you do this, your penis is gonna turn green and fall off or something, yeah, just letting them know, like, that's not gonna happen. You can still live a happy, normal life, and that you still can have kids. You can have a relationship with somebody who's positive or non-positive. That the medications have come a long way since it's first been out there.
Yeah, I'm finally coming out of this shell that I've always been in, right? I can't hide it, you know. Like, I have people, they all know that I'm HIV, right? They all do know that, and I really don't care. Who are they to judge, you know? I mean, I don't go out there and sit there and judge you, you know. I mean, and there's people out there that will do that. And for those people, it's just ignorance. And you know what? I really don't care what they think, you know. Tess used to be the educator.
I feel as healthy as I think I've ever, like this is the most I've ever weighed in my life. I myself sometimes even forget that I have it. Like it's been so long that it's just like a normal thing.
I think everything is positive for me. I'm a very positive person, pardon the pun, but that's the way I think. And that plays a big part in my life, and especially my immune system. Happy immune system, happy life. No stress.
It's difficult. I mean, I'm living with this every day. I just don't hang this up at the end of the day and think, okay, I can rest now. But no, I live with this. This is something I'm going to live with for the rest of my life. Right?
I'm glad that I never went down the wrong road, that I decided to like get clean and that, because getting to watch him grow up and become like working and good men, and just having my little girl learn to be the best that she can be. They are my rock right now.
Very proud to be a frontline warrior, because then I get to go out and share the information, how I live my life, being positive. I have a very boring life. Oh, I forget my glasses.
I've done TB tests.
Have you done TB tests? If they don't come back, then we can't count it. And
Okay.
that's actually read by the nurse.
All right.
Okay.
All
There you go.
right, thank you so much.